Can Elon Musk's America Party succeed? Americans want genuine change, something interesting, something that isn't just a slightly different shade of red or blue. Elon Musk, in a move that surprised approximately no one who's been following his X feed, launched the America Party. His stated goal? To challenge the uniparty system of Democrats and Republicans, which he argues is bankrupting the country with waste and graft. Sounds vaguely familiar, doesn't it? Like a big-eared, short-statured, straight-talking Texan who used charts and graphs to warn us about the giant sucking sound of jobs leaving America. When we talk about creating another political party, Republicans immediately point to Ross Perot's 1,992 presidential bid as the reason conservatives, libertarians, and the MAGA populist all need to toe the party line. Perot, a self-made billionaire, tapped into a deep vein of public frustration with Washington, D.C., and managed to snag nearly 19% of the popular vote despite not winning a single electoral college vote. His platform was surprisingly pragmatic: balanced budgets, ending job outsourcing, and a dose of direct democracy. Ahead of his time, Perot pitched the idea of electronic town halls where Americans would directly vote on the issues of the day. Perot's movement never materialized because it depended singularly on his success as a presidential candidate. Perhaps just as relevant, his third-party aspirations operated far prior to the advent of modern social media, back when a small media oligarchy crafted political narratives for the American people. Nevertheless, Perot resonated because he offered something different, not just a milder version of the same old, same old. And that's where Musk's nascent venture, and indeed, any serious third-party effort in 2025 must focus. Americans aren't looking for a moderate compromise any more than they're hankering for a warm beer. They're tired of the stale, pre-packaged political spam that passes for discourse in this country. They want genuine change, something interesting, something that isn't just a slightly different shade of red or blue. Trump offers some novelty. For example, the new immigration policy is actually enforcing old immigration law, but the ever-spending growth monster of government trudges on. I'm old enough to remember when Trump and his acolytes pledged transparency and justice for the rich and powerful who cavorted with Jeffrey Epstein at the expense of underage women. The more things change, the more they remain the same. This is where a libertarianism that isn't weird, and yes, I know, that's a high bar for some of my libertarian friends, actually has a fighting chance. Think about it. Reduced government spending paired with low taxes. That's a classic libertarian tenet that appeals to fiscal conservatives and many frustrated independents alike. Then, layer in light-touch regulation that fosters innovation and supports smaller businesses, rather than the corporate cronyism that's become endemic to both major parties. This isn't about abolishing all regulation, but about smart, efficient governance that doesn't stifle enterprise. And here's the kicker. Musk's party could create a social safety net for the people who actually need it in 2025, not some ham-handed iteration of programs conceived in the 1960s. We're talking about modernizing how we support the truly vulnerable, perhaps with mechanisms that are more efficient and less bureaucratic. This isn't cold-hearted austerity, it's pragmatic compassion. But the approach cannot be squishy and polite, which is how a lot of third-party efforts stumble. It needs to have the resources and the attitude to unapologetically kick Democrats and Republicans in the mouth for being pandering swamp critters time and again. The current political class thrives on a tribal us-versus-them mentality, and a third party can't afford to be seen as merely a more civil alternative. It must be a disruptive force, unafraid to call out the hypocrisy and failures on both sides of the aisle.